Kisses on my body, whisper to me softly. I can see the edge and I hope that you're falling for me. I don't need to fake, hold me when I shake. Laying at your side and I burn like a naked flame. So catch me when I fall, darling, don't you know?
One by one, began to reprogram the concept of being different is bad, then we wouldn't have such an issue with the languaging. It's interesting how people want to approach things and how they don't want to use certain words like different, and they don't want to acknowledge being unique, and they don't want to acknowledge being atypical. And it's like, why is being normal what we're striving for? Whoa. Aloha guys. Aloha guys, and welcome back to our channel. And if you're new here, welcome to our channel. I'm Leola, and today, mama. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that we get asked questions on every day, all the time. People are always curious about this part of our lives, and that's totally okay. It is just questions regarding Koda and his arms, his condition, and just everything regarding Koda and his arms. So that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about today. Now, a big reason of why I've chosen to put our story on the internet has a lot to do with Koda and, you know, living on a small island, not having that many resources for Koda with his condition. So if you're new around here, I have 3-year-old twins, Kekai and Koda, identical twin boys who are total miracles. They basically made it here by the grace of God because they had twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, a very scary intrauterine disorder, and Koda ended up almost dying from not having enough fluid, and Kekai actually put me into labor at 27 weeks. And here we are today, healthy, thriving, somehow, crazy. Long story short, the boys were Mo-Dai twins, which means they had 1 placenta and 2 sacs. But from having 1 placenta that didn't have an equal share and Koda not having enough fluid in his 1 sac, he ended up with arm contractures. We were warned about brain damage and just all the possible issues that the twins would have. But we ended up with one physical condition that Koda attains, and it's arthrogryposis multiplex congenita. So one of the things that people have come to me about is just about languaging when it comes to talking about Koda and his arms. And for me, it's just, it's interesting to me to be touchy about something like this because I feel like everyone goes through their own process with having a disorder or a condition or whatever, you know, different things make them up that are not considered normal. People can be touchy about things that don't necessarily put you in a normal category. And I get that. I really do get that. How we all have our own relationship and connection with those things that make us up, that are not normal. But the more that we own it and know there's a reason for us having those things, know that it's gonna be okay, know that we are stronger than it, know that we are strong and beautiful no matter what we've gone through no matter what disease, condition, disorder, disability, limitation, atypical thing that you have, it's all the same. I don't know if people understand that. It's like, yes, some things are more severe than others, but it's all just another thing. And it's all beautiful, and it all makes us who we are as human beings and individuals. And it may not be the most normal thing to have arm contractures, and people may be like, wow, that's gonna make life hard, that's gonna be difficult, and have lots of questions about it. And that's totally okay. But in the end, it's knowing that God only gives what you can handle. And that's just the truth. Like, you can mope and you can weep and you can feel sadness and feel the feelings of all the things you go through. But at the end of the day, you have to know that you can handle it. You can come through to the other side and to the light at the end of the tunnel, and you will. And you just have to know that every day when you wake up and you face whatever you face. There's so many, this spectrum is so huge of the things that make people atypical. And it's just, people sometimes wonder about languaging and how to talk about it. And for me, it's just like, does it really matter if I say disability, disorder, condition, atypical, unique, different? If we taught ourselves and our kids, and just one by one began to reprogram the concept of being different is bad, then we wouldn't have such an issue with the languaging. It's interesting how people want to approach things, and how they don't want to use certain words like different, and they don't want to acknowledge being unique, and they don't want to acknowledge being atypical. And it's like, why is being normal what we're striving for? I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of lecture vibes right now. But honestly, it's just a conversation that I think we need to be having more than we are. Because of course you do hear about people saying embrace your individuality, but it's also like there's so much fear still hidden behind that. There's so much fear behind embracing things that aren't up to society's idea of perfection. Now, this definitely isn't to say that you shouldn't be absolutely so sensitive to anybody you meet that may be going through something, and respectful, and always use the languaging that someone prefers and the most sensitive language you can. And this also isn't to say that these things define us, or that these labels define who we are. It's just to say that there's no shame in owning them. There's no shame in being different. Normalizing abnormalcy and being different. Normalizing the concept of not being something that's picture perfect. These things don't have to define us, but it's okay it's okay to own them, even if it's just for a time being. And although a lot of things are permanent things that we'll face forever, there's a lot of things that aren't permanent and are temporary. Some things may be more difficult with a condition like this, and some things may be more challenging. But at the end of the day, it builds strength, it builds character. He is going to learn. He is. I mean, it's incredible. There's literally a list of things that I had as goals for him to know how to do, because I thought they would be I thought they were high goals, you know? And Koda just reached them one by one as he wanted to. And that's how it's always gonna be. And it's like, to know that with a lot of different things, to know that every situation has its own set of terms of it healing and making it okay, is what you need to know. Like, even the deepest, even the weirdest, strangest things where you're just like, why was that placed in my life? Why is that happening? Why did that happen? It's like, you have to know there's a light somewhere to that. There is a silver lining to every situation. Even when it seems like there's nothing, there will be. Something will show up. 150%. Even if it's not what you expect at all, in some way or another, something will show up. And it's so important to be real about these things. And I think it's interesting for me to see people want to sugarcoat and want to, I don't know. I get asked a lot about how I approach things with Koda, about if I converse with him about it, if he knows, if he's aware of his arms and how he feels about it. And 100%, it is the most important thing to me to be heartfelt always in my communication with my kids. It always has to be a genuine contact and connection when we're communicating. And so I'm never gonna sit with my son and sugarcoat a situation. It's just a straightforward relationship that I have with them. You know what I mean? In this sense, it's very straightforward, and that we're working through it at a level where this is the situation and it's okay. Like, we're gonna work through it. He knows I'm right by him for anything he needs. He knows it's okay. And yeah, I think it's super important to always be honest with our kids about what they're working through. And you don't have to sugarcoat things, but it's important to let them know that it's okay to be different, and it's okay to embrace your individuality, and that they're awesome. Like, your small arms are awesome, and like, you're doing amazing things with your arms, and you're really talented at that, and you're really good at doing that. And just acknowledging our kids for what they're doing. It's so important to building our kids' character by building them up and by really reassuring them that they're doing good at stuff. Because if you think about it, as they grow up, that's how they're going to build their confidence, is based on how we're treating them to do things on their own, how we're supporting them to do things, and standing by them and having them always know that we're there for support. Embracing them as an individual and being secure in themselves, and just encourage being independent, with them also knowing that we're always there for them with anything. The level of support where you come in and you support a little more and you back off and you let them do things. And all my kids are very independent by nature, but there's definitely times where he wants help, and I know that he can do it, and I know that he's got it, and I'll just stand by him and I'll be like, Koda, you got this. I'm right here, but I know you got this right now. And then there are other times where he thinks he can handle something that I'm unaware of that he can handle, but I want to give him that space to experiment. But then also I have to be a mom and say, well, Koda, that's not safe. So it's just, a healthy balance and blend of that. But Koda is, I would say, at around age 3. So he's 3.5. At around age 3 is when he started to become more aware of his arms, in the sense that he would want to talk about them, and Kai and him talk about them. They have really friendly conversations about his arms and his cute dinosaur arms and his hardworking arms. Of course, there's a conversation that people have about bullies, and you can encourage them as much as you can as a parent, and friends can encourage them as friends, but then what about bullies when it comes to this? Because there are always those kids. And we have only ever been with kind people. That sounded really funny, but we only surround ourselves with really kind-hearted people. And I'm not sending Koda to public school. I'm not sending Koda to a normal school. I am planning on homeschooling until a better kind of fitting school would pop into the equation. I find that people are only ever a little bit curious. And I think that, of course I know there are those kinds of kids, but we have not encountered any kind of weird kids. Only curious kids who ask questions and are like, what happened to your arms? Or what's up with your arms? And people will look at them and stuff like that. And what I feel like I'm here for is just to build his security and his confidence in himself, and knowing that he has so much to offer the world, and he has so much to bless the world with, and so many gifts and talents, just to build him in knowing who he is. And then at that point, opinions don't matter. Other people don't matter at all. So just the ones that you have in your inner circle, the people that you keep close to you.
I never got the iPad.
Uh-oh. Just to always show him good friends and good people, and keep a close, tight-knit circle of genuine, kind-hearted people, and just showing him what a real friend looks like, so he only keeps those kinds of people in his life, because that's important too. You gotta only keep people, you gotta keep a circle of people who uplift you and make you feel good. So of course, when we go through challenging things, sometimes Koda will say different things like, oh, my arms can't do this. My arms can't do this. My arms can't do this. Okay, so I got Koda. Sorry, I just sneezed a bunch, so now my eyes are watering. Koda, I wanted to talk to you about your arms today.
Oh.
How are your arms?
They're grab.
They grab. Yeah, they grab really well, don't they?
Yeah.
They grab
Toys.
They grab toys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Sometimes I get questions about what Koda's holding, if he's holding any special kind of like thing, and we call them specials. So specials are just like special little toys that Koda likes to hold on to at all times, basically, until he gets a new special that he loves. So these things are always rather tiny.
I love the shoe.
So right now he's holding this little minion shoe, but it's always something that can fit in the palm of his hand. So you want to show them the shoe. So sometimes it's like these little squishy balls that are really tiny. Sometimes it's these little eraser tops that are little animals that he loves so much. But most of the time when you see Koda, he's holding something in his hand, because he loves to just like play with something in his hand all the time, right?
Yeah, I have shoes. Don't check out my hands.
And your hands too.
And I grab toys.
Yeah, we love your hands.
Lucky I didn't get a toy. I grabbed this.
So, Koda, is it sometimes hard to do stuff?
Yeah.
Sometimes do we have to overcome certain challenges with things?
Yeah.
Just like anyone, right?
Yeah.
We all have our own unique sets of challenges.
No, check out my feet.
But guys,
What?
so right now, what are we kind of working on with eating? Spoons are kind of weird, right?
The forks are cold.
What do you think about spoons, Koda?
Spoons eat food.
But are they kind of hard for you to do right now? We're
Yeah.
kind of learning how to do spoons good.
But I do spoons good.
Mm-hmm.
And I do forks.
And what are you learning, Kikai? You're learning how to... You're learning how to somersault?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I draw the apple inside?
And we're learning how to write our letters. So Kikai and Koda are also learning how to write right now. Koda's learning how to write letters. Kikai's learning how to write letters. And we all love to draw, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But can I draw an apple? It's not just pink. I draw it pink. Can I draw it pink one more time?
Oh, sure. Okay.
Can I draw a banana?
So we love what makes us different, right?
Banana.
We love what makes us different, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All the different things. Big and small, we're all perfect, right?
Squishy but slowly.
We're all perfect creations of God.
Yeah, penguin is small too. And hippopotamus is small too.
Big and small, we're all perfect.
Yeah.
Not all people look alike,
People don't look like.
but we're all beautiful, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Even though we don't all look exactly the same.
why not?
Because we're all different people.
Oh.
And all different people have all different things that make them
And the
different.
bee was trying to get me.
Oh yeah, there was a yellow jacket at the beach.
The yellow jacket was trying to get me.
It was scary. Jeez, it was chasing us.
It was chasing Ever and me.
So, moral of the story is...
Bumblebee was in the beach. And I saw crabs.
Always work towards happiness and know that there's a positive element to every situation and aspect that makes up life and who you are. And embrace your individuality no matter what it is that makes you who you are.
There was a little jacket out to the beach.
And we love you. Is that pretty much it?
Yeah. Can we draw this? Can we?
Should we show them the North Shore now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we visited the most northern part of the island a couple days ago, and we want to share the footage with you guys.
Kisses on my body, whisper to me softly. I can see the edge and I hope that you're falling for me. I don't need to fake. Hold me when I shake. Laying at your side and I burn like a naked flame. So catch me when I fall. Darling, don't you know I'm not scared at all. So don't let go. Catch me when I fall. Catch me when I fall. You're falling. So catch me when I fall. Head up in inferno, heaven in your arms. I'm cold in the night till you come around and make me warmer. I can feel my heart rush faster when we touch. Laying at your side and I hope you can feel my love. So catch me when I fall.
So that's pretty much it for today's vlog. If you want to comment on this vlog or chat with us at all, then just visit us on Instagram at SparklyTwinsForever because YouTube has the comments disabled on family channels. So sad. So we have no idea when the comments are going to come back, but definitely make sure to check us out on Instagram if you want to talk to us at all. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to our channel for more adventures. We'll see you later.
Bye bye.